Nestled between misty hills, a quaint little town harbors a tale of love and fear. Once upon a time, in this very place, lived a beautiful young woman named Amelia. She was the jewel of the town, her radiant smile outshining even the brightest of sunrises. Love had found its way to Amelia in the form of a dashing young man, William. Their love story was the talk of the town, and their impending nuptials were set to be the grandest the town had ever seen. The air was thick with excitement, the townsfolk eagerly awaiting the joyous occasion. But as the wedding day neared, a chill of unease began to creep in. Every night, Amelia found herself tormented by vivid nightmares, dreams of a ghostly bride wandering the misty hills, her tattered gown trailing behind her like a shroud. As the wedding day approached, Amelia's dreams grew more intense, the ghostly bride's image haunting her sleep. With the eve of her wedding, Amelia's nightmares took a terrifying turn. Her slumber was invaded by a horrifying vision. In her dream, she found herself standing amidst the misty hills that cradled her town. A thick, foggy veil enveloped the surroundings, distorting the familiar into the unknown. From the spectral fog emerged a figure, cloaked in white. This was no ordinary bride. Her gown, tattered and torn, trailed behind her like a spectral shroud, whispering tales of sorrow and regret. Her face was hidden beneath an ethereal veil, adding to the mystery and dread that hung in the air like the fog itself. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest, a frantic drum echoing her fear. She attempted to flee, but her feet were rooted to the spot, trapped in an invisible bind. As the ghostly bride drew closer, her form shimmered in the haunting glow of the moonlight. A chill ran down Amelia's spine as the specter reached out, revealing a face that was both haunting and mesmerizing. Gaunt and pale, with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce into the very essence of Amelia's soul. With a jolt, Amelia awoke, her body slick with a cold sweat. She tried to convince herself it was just a nightmare, yet a sense of dread lingered, like a shadow that refused to part with the sun. Her joyous day now had a shadow cast over it, a feeling of being watched that Amelia couldn't shake off. As the wedding festivities reached their peak, an eerie fog descended, and panic began to unfurl. The jovial atmosphere was suddenly replaced with a chilling silence, pierced only by the distant tolling of church bells. The town that was once alive with laughter and cheer was now a labyrinth of fear, as the impenetrable fog swallowed up the streets, leaving the guests disoriented and terrified. Amidst the chaos, Amelia, her heart pounding in her chest, found herself caught in a desperate race against the encroaching mist. She ran blindly through the twisted streets, her breaths coming in ragged gasps as the cold air bit into her lungs. Her flight led her to the only place that promised solace, the misty hills. But the hills, once a symbol of tranquility, now bore an ominous presence. As she stood there, breathless and trembling, she saw a figure cloaked in white emerge from the fog. The ghostly bride from her nightmares was no longer a figment of her imagination, but a terrifying reality. Her eyes, burning with an otherworldly light, held Amelia captive. The silence was shattered by Amelia's blood-curdling scream as she realized the horrifying truth. The ghostly bride was not just a specter in her dreams. She was a vengeful spirit, cursed to wander the hills until she claimed a bride of her own. With a blood-curdling scream, Amelia's realization echoed through the hills, her fate sealed in the hands of the ghostly bride.